Bernadetta. Bow Knight. Dorothea, Grammary.
I passed.
Petra gets onto her Wyvern, which is really gonna help in her paralogue to keep her out of trouble. Shamir. There you are. Bow Knight. Done.
That's a knife.
And oh, Happy doesn't have the required level, so she can't go into Grammary just yet. Oops. Alright then. Let's explore. As usual, we go to Abyss first. Oh, and there's actually a Master Seal on offer in the sword tournament. The problem is I don't really have any people who are great with swords, so we're gonna ignore that one.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The Alliance is a thing of the past now. Times are changing fast these days. It's hard to keep up, even for me. I wonder if Abyss is on the verge of change too. Change leads to uncertainty, and uncertainty leads to... change? I don't know, I'm just a guard.
It's okay, don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Seems pumped about fighting the Empire at long last. Personally, I find it difficult to get excited about killing people, no matter what side they're on. I'm on yours. It's that simple. If you fought alongside the Imperial Army, so would I.
Oh, that does keep things simple.
We need to mop up the mess in the kingdom quickly. My family lives in Fargus, as do my people. I want to avoid exposing them to danger. That's right. Those who work for me, and with me, they've entrusted their lives to me. They trust me. So for them, more than anything, I hope we can end this swiftly and give everyone the lives they deserve.
So, one thing I gotta say, and that I just noticed, because in this dialogue it's very noticeable. As much as I love Yuri's voice actor, I wish he would stop mumbling so much. Sometimes I can barely understand this dude.
It's not that I don't sympathize with Lady Edelgard's goals, mind you, but perhaps not to the point of shedding blood for her ideals. Of course, but I've gone down a different road. Peace in Fodlan and a restored House Nouvelle shall be my guiding star as I blaze my own trail.
And this is actually really interesting because she has unique dialogue with Edelgard on pretty much every single map. And on every single map, if you fight Edelgard with Constance, she will be like, what the fucking hell?
So, Claude abandoned the Alliance and ran off. I have a pretty good idea of where he went. Where anyone would go in his situation. Somewhere he belongs. Good question. Here's a hint. He's probably not in Fodlan anymore.
Nope.
He may be gone, but he left his troubles behind. Now it's on us to clean up his mess.
He's in Elmira. Oh, we've got somebody to talk to here. Ah, this guy.
So the Alliance is finished, is it? The leader's gone? That damn prince. Seems my role here is at an end. No matter. Should another chance present itself, I'll take a less subtle route.
exactly were you trying to do? I feel like this guy was trying to get us into trouble. Good thing he's gone. If I should probably just have shanked him. But yeah, everybody is finally sounding a bit more optimistic, except for this dude. There is also another one. If you play Silver Snow or Verdant Wind and you have the DLC installed, there's a guy in Abyss who will basically say that the Archbishop was being kept alive as sort of a leverage against those who slither in the dark, which is the whole reason why Edelgard and Hubert did not just kill her after they captured her. So, yeah. That dude probably, I don't know what exactly he was on about, but probably something with those who slither in the dark.
We took quite the detour. It was time-consuming, but finally, we got the information we needed. We crush the Empire, we get Lady Rhea back. 2 birds, 1 stone. First, we take Fort Mercius. I'll put my heart in it. I'll crack him like a rusty helmet.
Well, good. I like your enthusiasm.
We defeated Lord Arundel. The Emperor must have been surprised. If we can keep up that fervor, perhaps we'll capture Fort Mercius and move on to the Imperial capital. We must not be overconfident, though. Yes, I concur. Humans and beasts are ultimately the same. When they're cornered, they'll lash out however they can. They fight for their lives. Who knows how the Emperor will lash out? We have to be careful.
Yeah, we're going to find out. The good news is the way she will lash out is very manageable in normal and hard. On maddening, it's a bit more, well, maddening. But everything is harder on maddening. Like, maddening is just a difficulty for people who hate themselves, honestly. It is so ridiculously punishing. Nothing here. We got 2 people over here, so let's see who that is.
Is that so? Just as we suspected. Lady Rhea was taken to the Imperial capital. We must get to the capital as quickly as possible. So many people are worried sick about her. I do wonder when Claude managed to learn Lady Rhea's whereabouts. He's pretty shrewd. I can't help but admire him.
That was actually from one of Judith's soldiers. We learn about that in, I think, Silver Snow.
I wonder where Claude will go. From the sound of it, he's leaving Fodlan altogether. He was strangely gallant about the whole thing. Even left his relic behind. Elusive and mysterious to the end, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's in Silver Snow when you go to Alel to get more troops, because in Silver Snow you also start out relatively low on troops, and you wonder who can we ally with, and you decide, okay, let's ask House Daphne, or I think it was let's ask House Daphne for aid, and you meet up in Alel, and she's like, one of my own people saw her being taken to the capital. So Alliance is no more. I'm praying for you. Thank you guys. I'll take those prayers.
Even in the kingdom, only a few people knew about His Highness and Edelgard's relationship. Me? I always knew those two to be like brother and sister. To think that we would come to see this world, where they are at war with one another. I live it, and can still barely imagine such a truth.
Yeah. Sucks to be Edelgard and Dimitri right now. Well, honestly, if you're Dimitri, your life has sucked for the last 8 years or so, so...
So, we're finally invading Empire territory, huh? There's not much we can do right now, except pray for deliverance. I truly believe that we have it in us to succeed.
Oh, we absolutely do. We also still have, like, probably at least 4 dozen stat boosters that we need to distribute. So, once we're done with this stream, I'm probably going to start gathering information on whose stats look how, and so that we can start the next stream by just distributing stat boosters to people.
The Leicester Alliance is no more. 300 years of history.
gone and done. They write operas about events like this, you know? I'm sure they'll have a talented and beautiful songstress playing you. And with Dimitri at your side, well, they'll probably contrive some kind of romance to keep things interesting.
Probably, yeah. Even though we are, of course, going to romance the little gremlin inside our head, so...
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy. Now that we know Rhea is there, we must move with the utmost urgency.
The Death Knight. I shudder to think of him. Professor, you remember my connection to him, do you not? I'm still working through the trauma from back then. All these years later.
I love that what happened is a legit option there.
If we meet him, I swear I will have my revenge.
Oh. That would have been hilarious, but oh well.
Each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past. Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it. That's how the past works though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you really lived.
She is giving me major, like, memory from Cats vibes. Like, I could absolutely imagine Manuela singing that song.
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say. I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname given to Fort Mercius?
The stubborn old general.
Indeed, a very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlans give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon. Myself, I have been called the Father of Crestology, which is a nickname as well as a title, I suppose.
Yeah, thanks for reminding Byleth of the nickname that she hates. I'm sure that went over well. Anybody here? Nope. But we do have some people in the war room.
Professor, it appears that Claude has dissolved the Alliance. He's thrown away the pride of all the Leicester Lords who have walked the path of independence from Fargus for generations. I said from the start that he was not suitable to lead. Well, times have changed, haven't they? I suppose we can trust the kingdom now.
Yeah, Lawrence, the entire round table agreed to this, so I think you can just shut up.
From this point onward, we're in all-out war with the Empire. Are you prepared, Professor? I have already steeled myself as best I can. First, we capture Fort Mercius. The fighting will undoubtedly be brutal, but we must prevail. As far as this army and I are concerned, you're our last ray of hope. We are relying on you.
You are the one with the amazing crit chance, Dimitri. If anything at all, I'm relying on you.
Claude has stepped down from leadership, and Leicester is now a vassal state of Fargus. The lords of the Western Kingdom are beginning to declare fealty to us in greater numbers also. The Empire is our only remaining enemy.
That sounds good. I like that. Alright. Moving on.
Hey, you.
Professor.
The majority is with us. This conflict will end soon. I am so moved by the decision that Claude and the Alliance nobles have made. That is true nobility, acting in accordance with the people's needs and wishes. As war drags on, those living near the front lines inevitably get the worst of it. Still, Edelgard will not give in. She will push to complete her mission, no matter how many people die. Not everyone with noble blood has noble ideals.
The funny thing is, he says something similar in Crimson Flower when you fight Dimitri, and I'm like, we are the guys invading his kingdom. Of course he's fighting back to the bitter end.
So Lady Rhea was in the Empire all this time. Wish I'd known that 5 years ago, but there's nothing we can do about it now. What we can do, though, is topple the Empire. Will you seize victory with us, Professor? For the sake of the late Captain?
Yeah, maybe not for his sake, but yeah, sure, let's do it.
I've come here after getting chased out of the Empire. There's no place for our kind there anymore. But there are still many inside Empire territory who haven't abandoned their faith in the Church of Seros. I pray that one day we'll get the chance to rebuild the church within the Empire.
Yeah, religious persecution is never nice. Alright, off to the cathedral we go.
Well... Now that the Alliance has been dissolved, what will become of the nobility? No, my adoptive father knows how to get by. I'm sure he'll do well for himself in the kingdom. All of Fodlan is going to change. I suppose I'll have to change with it.
Yep, you're doing a good job though, so don't worry about it, Marianne. Also, did I reclass her back into Grammary already? I did not. Let's do that right now.
Now I can... Hey, you! Something about Lord Arundel rubbed me the wrong way. There was something off about him. Not that I've ever heard anything good about him. Have you ever heard of the Harim family? Correct. Their lands are due south of the Ordelia territory. Since Edelgard's rule, Lord Arundel had been governing the territory. It seems like his reign was particularly cruel. The people there suffered greatly under him.
Yep.
He seemed to be a good and just person at one point. It simply doesn't make sense.
We'll find out more about what exactly happened there when we get to her paralogue with Ferdinand. Alright. I trip all the time, but what if I trip on the battlefield? Will I die? I'm probably going to die. Well, yeah, Bernadetta, if anybody dies on the battlefield, it's probably gonna be you. Unless you give her a lance and vengeance, in which case she becomes an absolute powerhouse. Hilariously, like, she is absolutely geared to be a bow knight, but honestly the best way to use her is not with a bow, but with a lance. So... it's actually an entire meme that Bernadetta looks super weak on paper, and then you find the one combination that actually makes her basically invincible.
What the?
Alright. Nothing here. Lord Arundel is dead. I'm so glad Deirdre is alright. Yeah, we saved Deirdre. That was some good times. And we still can't finish our supply run quest. Oh, I don't think we're getting this done before the end of the playthrough.
Death Knight, going to fight the Death Knight. You're right. I'll have to face him eventually.
Now the beautiful part is actually once we get to Fort Merceus, Dimitri is actually going to offer her to stay behind and not fight him, which I think is really sweet. Hello, Mom and Dad. How are you doing? And we're moving on.
Professor?
That's so. Doesn't matter how sturdy to keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything. That's what they say, at least. I wonder if that applies to Fort Merceus. All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years assign an incompetent commander to a fort as important as that one.
Oh, this is an Alliance Wyvern Rider. Nice. So we got some Alliance soldiers as well. Cool.
The Archbishop has been taken to the Empire, just as we thought. But why hasn't Edelgard killed her yet? If she intended to use her as a hostage, she'd have publicly announced that she was unharmed. We don't know what the Emperor's intentions are. All we can do is fight on and pray the Archbishop is okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, we never find out how exactly Edelgard treated her, but we do know that
Here's an idea.
Rhea, a pretty much immortal dragon shifter who can survive taking a nuke to the face in her dragon form,
Hello there.
was so weakened by her captivity that she had to spend a fair amount of time just lying in bed after she got out. So, I'm pretty sure it was not comfortable.
I traveled to Kingdom territory because I was nearby. I did some good business. Apparently, supplies are needed to reconstruct the Kingdom capital and the surrounding towns. I wonder where I should go next.
Well, we are about to attack Fort Merceus, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna need some repairs as well.
That reminds me.
We will attack the fort, yes we will. Oh, Casper. Nearly missed you there.
Fort Merceus is next, huh? Ah, the memories. It's a huge stronghold in my father's domain. The town's completely surrounded by high walls. I used to run around there when I was a kid. Way back when a fortress was just a playground for me. Yeah, those were the days.
Yep, and if we had not recruited you, we would have to fight you and Linhard over there, so... Good thing we recruited him.
Professor? Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Merceus next? That doesn't sound like the brightest idea. I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. And not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
Professor? You know, Professor, laying siege to a keep is like asking a girl out on a date. First, you get past her defenses, then you make your move. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a seasoned veteran at this kind of thing. Girls, I mean. I've never actually, you know, captured any keeps.
And this is why you should shut up,
Anyway,
Sylvain.
I figure you go after the main gate. You take that out, and I'm sure we can win. Of course, you're making the tactical calls. I'm happier to follow than to lead.
Sylvain. Sylvain.
True. The Death Knight is guarding Fort Merceus. The same one who was linked to Monica and to Flame's abduction 5 years ago. Anyway, he's one of the monsters responsible for Captain Gerald's death. We have to defeat him.
And we will. And this time for good, actually.
That reminds me. The Alliance dissolved so suddenly. Now there's widespread pandemonium. The lords are warring. Mass confusion among the citizens. Or, that's what I expected to happen, none of that seems to be taking place. They had a roundtable meeting and talked it out. Everyone's dealing very calmly with the situation. I guess if Dimitri turns out to be a crazed despot, then there really will be chaos. But he's not gonna go crazy again. He's okay now, right?
Well, he's not okay, but he's not gonna hurt anybody, so that's good. But yeah, as I already said, Dimitri is still hearing voices. He's still suffering from PTSD. Let's see, what do we need in terms of tea? This should be the last time we actually have to buy tea, now that I think about it. We had the 2 ginger teas and the sweet apple. We're gonna need mint, Albany and berry, and Angelica. Albany and berry, Angelica, and mint. Let's buy 1 mint.
Hello there.
And of course, let's stock up on our smithing materials.
I think this one, yes. I thank you. This one, yes. I thank you. Return soon, please.
Unbelievable. The merchant.
Oh, whoops.
The Alliance is just gone. It's hard to believe. The merchants of Deirdre all have nerves of steel. I'm sure they'll be up and running again in no time.
Didn't want to skip through the unique dialogue.
Hey, how about a favor?
Let's buy a few more seals, honestly, because we're gonna need them.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back soon.
Okay.
What?
Hello.
Let's see. Is it true Lady Rhea was taken to the Empire? Why'd they take Lady Rhea? Professor, they didn't take her to kill her, did they?
I'm pretty sure if that's what they wanted, they would have done it.
That's good. We just gotta beat the Imperial Army and get her back, right? You gotta help her, Professor. I'm begging you.
Pretty sure if they wanted her dead, she'd be dead already. Like.
Okay. We're finally going to attack the Empire? I'm actually getting a little nervous. Please defeat the Emperor and save Lady Rhea. I'll be waiting here with all of the necessary preparations for a huge celebration.
Sounds good. We'll do it. Okay, I am actually going to garden for chickpeas because I do want to get that quest out of my quest log. So we're just gonna plant a whole lot of different seeds and see what we can get. Because it bothers me that this quest log is still, that I still have this supply quest in my quest log.
Attacking an impregnable fortress head-on is rather impressive. Or suicidal. Depends on the day, really. You know Fort Mercius's nickname, I assume. The stubborn old general? It may be stubborn, but its age means it's gotta be hiding a few weak spots. Makes sense to aim for those areas.
Alright, nobody on the second floor.
Professor!
So we're just gonna leave that alone.
Oh, Professor! Good timing. You have to talk some sense into my father. Recently, he's been doing nothing but work himself to the bone. Even when he's taking breaks from training and errands, he's apparently listening to reports, day in and day out. He's getting on in years, you know? I just want him to take care of himself.
Aw, that's so sweet of you.
I love a good fortress. The perfect place to hide. This one's impregnable too, isn't it? Perfect! As soon as we take it, I'll set up a special spot for Bernie. I guess you have a point. What would you call it then? A little pregnable?
Very good question.
I have excitement in my heart for secret tactics. I enjoy attacks that are surprising. I thought we could be using attacks like that at this fortress. But I am hearing a different thing.
brute force attack with all of our power, yes? Attacks that are surprising are also safer. Attacking from the front is dangerous. But I will give you all of my fighting spirit, Professor.
We will be fine, Petra. Don't worry about it. Oh, wait. Who is... No, not this one. This one.
Let's see. My family made it through the conflict unscathed. Thank the goddess. It seems that Deirdre was the only place to really get caught up in the fighting. Did Claude intend to spare the Alliance territories from harm? If so, he's a truly admirable leader. Speaking of Claude, I wonder where he is.
Myra, and yeah, happy to hear that the rest of the Alliance did not get caught up in the fighting. That's good. Oh.
How's this?
Wake up, eat, train, eat, sleep. We gotta prepare for the assault, but that hasn't changed my routine. All that training and eating I do is for the sake of Fodlan. Gotta stay strong and fed to keep it safe.
Weren't the Kingdom and Alliance once part of the same country? If you think about it that way, it makes sense for them to unite. I suppose the Kingdom was once part of the Empire as well. Even if Fodlan came together, I wouldn't be surprised if it fell apart again.
Yeah, that's just how these things tend to go.
Here's an idea. The Alliance has really been disbanded? I never thought such a thing could happen. As long as it doesn't negatively impact our lives, I don't care much whether we're the Kingdom or the Alliance.
Yeah, reminds me of in Game of Thrones when Jorah talked to Dany and she was like, I hear the people are waving dragon banners back in Westeros, and he's like, the people don't care who sits on the throne, they care about a good harvest and plenty of rain.
With the Empire destroyed, the borders within Fodlan will likely become a thing of the past. With that, the rules of trade will change. Personally, I'm excited to see what these changes will bring.
This guy is just like, tax cuts, yes! Let's go!
I was thinking, have you heard of the Crescent Moon War? That's when the Alliance won their independence from the Kingdom. Some 300 years ago, the ruling Duke of Leicester died without an heir, and the lords with blood ties to House Blythe took that chance to propose ruling the Leicester territory as a republic. The head of House Regan led the Leicester lords and fought fiercely with Farkas. They won independence from the kingdom. And now, here we are.
Yep, here we are. Alright. Poultry. Alright, let's see. Mercedes could use some. Lysithia, Hanuman, and Catherine could also use some, so let's go with that.
This is my eating
Gotta find something that both Catherine and Hanuman like. So... Oh, that was quick. Yeah, let's go with that.
This eating food up.
All right, we're done. Let's go.